Hello, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Words Have Power. I'm Words, and okay, it sounds like the sound is working. The sound is sounding. Oh boy. Hey, Wanda. How you doing? It's good to see you. Hey, James. Good to see you too. I'm glad to be back. We had a problem with wiring and getting the sound to work. If it's not one thing, it's another. I don't even know. But it appears we got everything fixed. Yes, I see you. Okay, come on. Okay, we have a special guest. This one right here says hi. She says hi. She is not happy because she can't hug me the way she likes to hug me when I hold her like this. How you doing? You want to lay down? I have her robe on my lap. So, okay. All right. So, I didn't hear back from the person who was supposed to stop by as a guest. I heard a new word today that represents you, Shiro, hero with an S. You are a Shiro. Thank you, James. You sound great. Not good. My husband. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Wanda. My condolences. That's a long time. I'm so sorry. Hi, Gracie. How you doing? Wanda, if I could reach through the screen and give you hugs, I would. Most definitely. And thank you for really impressive work. Thank you. Wait. I'm sure you don't want that up the whole time. Okay. So a lot has happened since the last time I streamed, and this channel is going to change in a way. We're still going to talk about abuse tactics, but there's going to be way more to what we're talking about because abuse tactics can be applied to groups. And just a heads up, the camera is way up high, so I won't be staring at the camera very often. I have to do some finagling with things and stuff. Okay. Okay. First off, we're going to talk about how to trigger your positive senses, which is a good thing to do if you are feeling any kind of scared, anxiety-filled, negative kind of way. Hey, Robin. Which a lot of people are feeling right now. A lot of people are feeling not great right now. So first off, hydrate. Water. I've been drinking water all day, so I got my coffee here. All right. When you hydrate, you're not just hydrating your body, you're also hydrating your brain. And that's a very important thing to do if you're feeling really stressed or if there's a stressful, traumatic situation going on. Hydrate. Self-care is also very, very important. And, that can be long, hot baths with all the things like Epsom salts and all of that. And good smells. Lavender and chamomile are very relaxing. And I highly suggest them. If you are, having anxiety attacks, panic attacks, any of that. Okay. Take that time, do that self-care. All right. Which can be hard. Sometimes you don't even feel like pulling yourself out of bed. Yes, I know. Having a cat might increase your anxiety, though. Oh, yep, she's got my onesie. So I almost came up on here in a Cheshire cat. onesie, but she decided that's hers. Okay, so triggering your positive senses can help bring you into the now, right here, right now. Self-care is awesome. Yes, it is. Oh, and yes, winter is thankfully I'm in the warmest room in the house right now. So I'm nice and toasty. All right, so right here I have smelly good stuff. This is frankincense and liquid amber. Those are two of my favorites. But back here, you can see perfumes, colognes. There's more down here. I have a variety just for helping with the smell sensation. Then you want to think of textures on your skin. This is a very soft, warm and cozy sweater. It's thin though. It's that warm wear stuff. She's all about that onesie. I feel like chopped meat now. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so sight. I have a photo right behind the computer that I can look at that is beautiful, gorgeous. It's my image of my goddess Ma'at. And then also sound. So music. What is your favorite sound? Is it maybe children laughing, cats purring, which also, by the way, is very healing? That's a scientific fact. Anything that is a sensation that comes in and you can feel it, you can interact with it, you can increase the sound, make it louder or lighter, however you need. I also suggest, I don't have one right here where I can grab it, but like a scarf. Put your smell on the scarf so then you have the textile and the scent at the same time. Your lips, maybe when you get stressed, sometimes when you get stressed, you have physical responses to that stress, right? So if you get a good lip product, which the one I've been using, I think is out in the living room because I've actually been using it. This, I think it's pronounced Laneige. This little thing lasts forever and works very nice for keeping your lips hydrated. So if you have maybe your skin gets unhappy when you're stressed out, so a decent lotion would be a good option. And then you're doing self-care. You're making your skin feel better, which makes you feel better. And on top of that, hydrate. So yeah, okay, come on. I know you want to. You want to be the gargoyle on the chair? Come here. She's just sitting there staring at me like, I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she doesn't really just meow, she purr meows. Okay, so, I don't know if this is where she wants to be. Petting a cat or a dog. Pets are our companions for a reason. It's a symbiotic situation, right? We give them food, water, love, walks, pets, all the things. And in return, they actually help and give us a serotonin drop in a positive way. And that sensation of petting the fur, yeah, she's a good kitty. She's a goofball. And she's a weirdo. But she's a good kitty. All right, so remember, if you start feeling any kind of way, trigger your senses. I'm going to tell you a story. This is a hypothetical story. In Minecraft with enders and vampires and chickens and stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, so back in the day, in a land far, far away, called South Africa. You had two guys. These two guys were young and adventurous, and they were experimenting, shall we say, with their sexuality, if you will. But it was very closeted, very quiet, allegedly, in Minecraft. Now, the one guy, his name is Muskie Boy. The other guy, his name is Tealy Boy. Muskie and Teal from this point forward. These two guys were very special. How were they special? Well, they were Nepo babies. Their daddies were very wealthy. And the one was known to walk around with stones, special stones, in his pocket, and they were worth a lot of money. And, oh shoot, pause for one moment, apologies. A friend is not feeling great. I was letting him know that it's Paris. I'm letting him know that we're streaming. Okay. Now, Muskie Boy and Tealy Boy hatched a plan of what they could do with all of their privilege, their wealth, their connections, all these things, right? So they, along with some friends, created some technology. Well, they didn't actually create it, though. They found the people who created it, bought them out, took over their company, and then they were the founders. So they could pose as geniuses. And they did this a lot. They were all about posing. Over time, they met another person. We're going to call this person Dumpy Boy. Dumpy from this point forward. Dumpy Boy was also a Nepo baby. Without daddy's money, he wouldn't have had anything. Like, he would not have made it anywhere. He didn't even make it through school without his daddy boy paying his way and making everything possible. Dumpy, he couldn't be bothered to accept being drafted. So, he had like a random BS reason for not going into the military, right? So he doesn't go in the military. So these three guys, they become friends over time. And all three of these friends became friends with another guy. This other guy was not a Nepo baby, though. This other guy was a spy in a failed country. And the kind of spy that once you are that kind of spy, you never stop. Okay? You never stop. Peace, always peace. So, spy guy named Pooty, he becomes a dictator in his country, and he begins to help and fund. You all right? Do you want to do the floating head thing? I mean, you're here. You might as well.
Okay. Yep. Floating head. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Okay. Okay, so Pooty decides to help the three bumbling idiots in their endeavors to take over the world. And Dumpy Boy, he's not the brightest crayon on the box. I almost feel bad for him, really. Like, he's just not quite all there, right? Dumpy Boy is lulled into a false sense of security and that he can become the leader of his country, which is typically an enemy of Pootie's country. Normally, they're enemies. Like there's a blood feud or something, okay? Now, between these two countries at one point, and for a very long time, there was a kind of stalemate between them. They were both very powerful in their own rights, and they were both threatening each other in the same way. But now Pootie and Dumpy, being in charge of those two countries, can work together. Only one country has the upper hand, and that is Pootie. Pootie's country will have the upper hand. Why? Because they have blackmail material against Dumpy Boy and a bunch of other people. Because once a spy, always a spy. And spies will use spy tactics to get done what they want to get done. And they don't care what they have to do to get that stuff. Now, many of these guys were friends with another guy. We'll name him Epi. Epi was a true, low-down, dirty scumbag who liked to hurt children. Epi Boy gets busted, though, and he ends up in the big house and unaliving, right? Now, Dumpy Boy is not the most charismatic or charming person on the face of the planet by any means at all, but he's able to charm not bright people. He's able to lie his way into being the leader of his country. And then he immediately starts tapping people to work within that country's highest offices. People who are convicted of harming children. People who believe that Hitler was a great guy. People who believe that the Department of Education should be done away with, along with anything else that can help people, anything else that is good for the country. People start noticing this. The people who voted Dumpy Boy in start noticing this, and they start freaking out because they realize it starts to dawn on them that they have been conned. But you see, Dumpy Boy has a long history of conning people. It's documented. And those people who voted him in to be the leader of this country, they were warned, but they didn't do their research. And Muskie Boy and Tealy Boy, they also have a history of conning people and getting away with it at every possible opportunity. And here we are. How did you like the story? Was it entertaining? I've worked disaster relief for a lot of years, and sometimes some of those disasters were man-made. I've seen the aftermath of Civil War. I've seen the aftermath of democracies that fell. The first thing that goes usually is freedom of speech. They'll round up people who are truth speakers. But also it's disabled folks, people with chronic illness, people of a different religion, different, it's all, anything different is terrifying to people like this. They have to have an other, and the other a lot of the time the others don't make it out alive. When you're pulling up into an area where there has been a civil war or, um, something along those lines, the first thing I noticed was the quiet. There were birds and animals doing their thing, but very little human activity. And then the smell. It's a very distinct smell. You can't quite get rid of that smell, even if there are mass graves. You're still going to smell that smell. And usually they don't bury everyone because they'll have certain people that they will unalive when they realize they've lost. And they will just leave them. Yes. Yeah. We only worked, I think, 2 or 3 situations like that, and then we unanimously as a company decided we were not doing that anymore. We would only work natural disasters because it was too hard on everyone. I typically don't talk about that very much. Because it's hard to explain what it's like rolling up on a small village or town or something, and most of the people are gone or in hiding because they don't know who you are and you're driving up. The one situation, it was interesting. The elderly people would come out and look and see who was there because their reasoning was they'd already lived a full life. And they had people in hiding and they didn't want those people to be harmed. R is always used as a weapon. And age does not matter. So you see the survivors come out and in not good shape. I'm saying all this because I want you all to understand how bad things could potentially get. I'm not fear-mongering. When democracies fall, bad things happen. This is just the truth. This is historical fact. You can go look for yourself and verify what I'm saying. So, if you are out there and you're hearing this video, I'm asking you to help the people around you. You may have people who will need safety, and it won't be easy. It's never easy. Or you may be a person who ends up needing help. Now is the time to really start getting to know the people around you, your neighbors, all of that. The ones you can trust, the ones you cannot. It is 1000% understandable to have resentment for those people that voted for Dumpy. But they are not going to be trustworthy. Keep that in mind. Be nice, be civil, do not trust. Sometimes they put incentives out there for people to rat people out. I'm going to tell you another story. Back in the day, there were people who saw the horrors of slavery, and they did not agree. So they created a thing called the Underground Railroad. And there were many stops along the way to freedom. for the people that needed it. And those people who were doing that kind of work had to be very careful, very quiet, very patient. Fucking quiet. It's the kind of thing that you have to think very carefully about who you trust. But here's the thing that my mind keeps coming back to. There are more of us than there are of them. Millions upon millions more, maybe even billions. And these people want to do horrific things across the world. Billions of people more than those psychos. So we can either remain silent and cower and be afraid, or we can stand up, all of us, and fight against the F word. Do y'all know what I'm not sure what I can say or cannot say. We can fight against that. Hope is not lost. There is still time. There's always time. There's always time. You have to find the joy where you can find it. You have to find the laughter where you can find it. You have to listen to the comedians and watch the movies that make you laugh the hardest and the music that brings you the most joy as much as possible. I suggest downloading everything you like right now and storing it. Maki and I are actually going to start building a garden inside because winter is here. It's not coming. It's already here. Look out for the women around you, the people of color around you, the LGBTQI people around you, the atheists, the witches, the druids, all of the people around you. Band together. Do not forget Aqua Tofana. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Wait a minute, you're in Canada? Because that sounded pretty good right now, but they're looking at Canada too. Project 2025 isn't just about the US. It's about the whole world. It's about dominionism. Yeah. So part of the reason I'm going to be streaming way more on here. 1, TikTok is a fucking cesspool of filth. 2, I can no longer advise anyone what to do if they're trying to get out of a DV situation and they're in a red state. And I can no longer advise anyone what to do if they're dealing with a stalker. And I'm sorry. I've already had former colleagues reach out to me and let me know that in many red states, they're out of beds at DV shelters. And they're having to transport DV victims to other places because they don't have space. Well, would I have D threats and R threats and all of that? Because there's a lot of that over on TikTok. A lot of that. I'm hearing whispers. There's a thing called the Safe at Home program. I've made videos about it, but I don't remember if I made any here about it. But the Safe at Home program basically gives you a dummy address and obscures your real address from your abuser. That's apparently that is going to go away. They are talking about doing away with no-fault divorce and making it very, very hard to get a divorce, even if your life is at risk or if your children are being harmed. There's, I forget the name of it now. It's a different thing. It's, I'll have to look it up. I don't remember. It's a different kind of marriage where you have to go to therapists, but they typically push for religious therapists. It doesn't matter if you're not religious or if it's not your religion. Basically, everything will be geared toward trying to keep the marriage together, even if it's a dangerous situation for one or the other person or both. Yeah, so if things go the way certain people want them to, it will be covenant marriage. Thank you. I blinked on that. It's been a long day for me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they're going to get rid of contraceptives. If you are pregnant, you will not be allowed to take epilepsy medicines, you know, things like that. James, I most definitely. We can do a live stream and talk about how to do that just to, benefit everyone. That would be great. One of my very, very, very good friends, Elle, she had another miscarriage and was denied medical care in New Orleans, and she lost her reproductive rights. She's actually asked me to talk about this. She lost her reproductive organs, and her family, a lot of her family, have moved to another country. Smelly good stuff. I know this is a heavy stream, and I am so sorry. In so many ways, I am so sorry. Oh my God, frankincense and liquid amber. Seriously. I don't know what brand this is, but here, let me try to. That's what she looks like. Let me see if I can get the top to not. I found this at like a little hippy dippy store. And I think they were like $5 each, which, not bad. And here's the frankincense. Two of my absolute favorites. All right. Yeah, it's already an issue. Yeah, I know. But it's going to get worse. It always gets way worse. And then frankincense and lavender. Ooh, that smells good. That's a good idea. I might have to do that later. So let's think about for a second Do you know how if you're in a toxic relationship, the abuser, will focus on one thing and keep saying it, and it's like a circular talk thing, right? They just keep saying that thing and thing and then and then, right? Um, okay. And they'll say that, and you're like, we've already talked about this. I've already debunked this. I've already proven you wrong. I've already shown you the evidence of the truth. But they just keep doing it anyway, right? For example, in our story, let's go back to our story for a second. Dumpy Boy kept saying that one of his elections was stolen, right? He keeps saying stolen, stolen, stolen an election. Oh my God, they stole the election, da, 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 right? Then the next election rolls around, and he wins. But there are a lot of questions about this election because Muskie Boy has access to these satellites, these very special satellites that he put together. He didn't actually put them together, though. He bought the company that put them together. Anyway, he's got a pattern. And supposedly in this story in Minecraft, allegedly, some of the voting machines were hooked up to that very special satellite system when they were not supposed to be. So when people have questions about this election, because there are weird anomalies, and there were weird anomalies in this, right? Well, he's like, well, you didn't mind my election being stolen. Do you see? It is setting you up to fail. It's saying that on repeat so that when you point out, no, that's the thing you actually did, he can invalidate you. Well, we've had enough of hearing about stolen elections and all this. Isn't that enough? That is called setting you up to fail. It's projection. There's a whole lot of Darvo in there, and it's setting you up to fail from way back when it started, all the way up to current. These are abuse tactics. You got manipulation. You got the love bombing. We haven't got to the part where the honeymoon phase is over yet. Wait for it. And then a lot of the time, those people, they will sit there and they'll act like, we're going to do all these great things. We're going to have all these great things happening. We're going to have vacations that are beautiful and all this and that. And life is going to be awesome. That's called future promising. None of it's real. It's all smoke. That's just to pull you in as part of the love bombing tactic, is to pull you in and hoover you up. Yeah. So in this Minecraft game, the players of this Minecraft game are, it's not going to be good. All right. All right. Let's see what the chat is saying. Thank you. James says, never be sorry for speaking truth. We love you and see you're hurting. I hope this stream helps you, as I'm sure it helps others. It's kind of good to say stuff out loud, even though I'm carefully saying it out loud. Oh, you got a spray that has Palo Santo. I always have a hard time saying that. Always. Bergamot, lavender, and sandalwood. That sounds amazing. And you don't know. Hey, Sleepy, how you doing? Yeah. I kind of wish I'd learned how to make bread during COVID. I wish I had like, what is it? They have a bowl with the sourdough in there or whatever. I don't know how they do that, but I kind of wish. Nag Champa. Yeah. Nag Champa's the. I used to have a spray of Nag Champa. Yeah. All right. I know this is a rather dark stream, and I'm sorry. I apologize. It's watching all of this go down from the perspective of somebody who worked in disaster relief and saw places after the fall of democracy is hard. Hey, you okay? Where's your daddy?
Was that the last of the popcorn?
No, there's more. You can ask your daddy to grab some more.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you close the door, please?
Yes.
Thank you. She's so cute. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, live streaming over on the other app. Oh my God, the trolls. Listen, what? No. Absolutely not. Never again. They do nothing about trolls over there. Nothing. And it's getting worse, so. Sure, true. Anything that can help people would be awesome. That would be awesome. Dragon's blood incense. Ooh. Yeah, that's really good stuff too. I don't know if I have any dragon's blood for my diffuser, but what? What, babe? I heard a muffled Maki. I don't even know how to describe what dragon's blood smells like. I don't. Yeah. Just today alone, I've had 3 strikes over. I was answering a question about private prisons. Oh, that's another thing. So, being an ex-sheriff's deputy, I'm a certified correctional officer, and private prisons are going to start housing inmates on the regular in situations where they have to sleep in one room with no space. So they'll be packed in like sardines. Until they build more housing, because apparently the contracts for things that are coming up are going to private prisons. That is cruel and unusual punishment. That is inhumane. That is unacceptable. People will be unalived that way. Yeah. I don't like dragon's blood. I thought I did. I'm so confused. Wow. Really? See, I want to plant potatoes. Just all kinds of potatoes. Because I hear they're easy to grow. Even like in the winter or whatever. I don't know if that's true. But you're allergic to everything. Oh boy. Slightly sweet, bit musky, some fruity notes. Right. If you're talking about the private prisons, oh God. That's how disease spreads. That's how riots break out. That's how people get harmed. Like a dormitory, but more packed. Yes, way more packed. Like burritos laying next to each other, or tamales. Yep. So I will be streaming more. There will be times when I will stream during the day, but also in the evening. But we have baby girl too, so I kind of have to, navigate there. I grew purple skin, pink flesh tomatoes potatoes this year. Call them torn thumbs. They are a gourmet finger potato. Ooh, bougie, bougie. That sounds good though. That's kind of cool. Yeah, like I'd like to grow a variety of potatoes, sweet potatoes. Tubers are filling, they're hardy. Peas, beans, all that, squash, whatever. So I really wanted to grow a garden this summer, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I didn't have anyone to ask like questions or anything, and I don't know. I wish I'd done it now. Just dig in the dirt, so if you can, stock up on dry goods, non-perishables, all kinds of beans, black beans, all of that, rice, a variety of different kinds of rice, sauces, or learn how to make them yourself. But understand that you can store sauces for longer than you can store milk, butter, all of those things. Fruits, vegetables, cans, and preserves and whatnot. Lentils, yeah, that too. Apparently you can, can't remember if it was beans or lentils. You can put them in like a sprouting box and they'll grow sprouts for you for greens, for fresh greens. Yeah, I feel you on that. So how's everybody doing? What's going on? Oh, that is big. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to cut those in half. Jesus. Hey, babe, can you come cut one of these in half for me? Mung beans for bean sprouts. I grow them too. Mung beans. I don't think I've heard of those. You can sprout lentils. Right on. I have a hair in my eyelash. One of these. I think they're probably too big for me. A full one. Man, that's some good coffee. Oh, go right on ahead.
For the entertainment of everybody, I managed to split it in half just using my thumbs.
I'm going to put that up so people can see. So mung beans for bean sprouts, I grow them too. And you can sprout lentils. Many types of things can grow sprouts. That is good to know. All right. Okay, so this channel's not going to be all doom and gloom, but I would feel bad if I did not warn people. Not many people have worked in the fields I've worked in or seen, especially in the US, not as many people have seen the aftermath of the fall of democracy. So that's why I'm trying to share what I can. He's been lifting thumb weights, apparently. Maybe I should start doing that too. Damn. Mung bean sprouts are the sprouts you buy for stir fry or in chow mein. Oh, see, I already like those then. I didn't know that. But the common bean sprouts that are in chop suey are from mung bean. Right, okay. See, you guys were like playing tag on getting that message out. Right on. I'm not even sure where to find a sprouting box. Like what? In hindsight, I should have started gardening a long time ago. Apparently. Oh, okay. So I'm over on Twitch as well, and I did not know. There are so many things I don't know over here on Twitch. Hey to anyone who's on Twitch. How you doing? I keep forgetting the camera's up there. I don't know if there's anyone even watching on Twitch. All right, so I'm going to be streaming on here on YouTube and on Twitch. If you have any suggestions for streams that you would like me to do, please feel free. Yeah. Learn how to purify water. In fact, there are all kinds of videos that show you how to do things on YouTube. You can download those videos and save them. And I suggest you do that. Along with any movies that are your ride or die absolute favorites, music, all of that. Certain types of governments do not like anything, really. So bear that in mind. You can reuse lots of containers for sprouts. Really? So, okay. Okay. Or big mason jars. Right on. You're a DVD guy. Have like 200. Right on. I used to have a huge collection of music, movies, all of that. I had a binder, just so much, and it was stolen. If you want to filter water, learn to make charcoal. Oh, so at this point, I was going to try to build a sanctuary for people in DV situations trying to get out, but I don't know if I'm even going to be able to do that now. I don't know. So what I might do is invest in certain things that I can use to help show people how to do different things like gardening, water purification, things that would be helpful. Anything I can think of, or anything you can think of too. And sift sand and gravels. Right. If stuff gets real bad, I have 12 Skinny Puppy CDs. I got you back. Man, I'm telling you. Listen. Oh boy. Skinny Puppy, Lamb of God. I have a list. I have a long list. I'm going to actually start downloading music and stuff and just storing it. Maybe things will turn around. Maybe we can, as a collective, stand up and say, absolutely not. That would be great. In fact, that's part of what I'm going to be talking about on this channel. If y'all don't mind, if y'all will ride with me as we talk about the fact that we are all human beings and we are all deserving of due process and freedom and liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and all of those things, all of us, except for those people who hurt children and, you know, break actual real laws. But even they do not deserve cruel and unusual punishment. Absolutely not. And even they deserve due process. Yes. A hand count. With people overseeing everywhere. Yeah, I get you on that. I get you on that. That's where neighbors can come in handy, though. I mean, if you have neighbors who, everyone's looking out for everyone, maybe you don't know how to filter water and I do, but you're into gardening and we can trade and barter. If schools go down, people can come together and educate their children themselves. I'm good with English and history. Maki's good with math. If people come together in a positive way. So, yeah, I hear you. Today's been a day. But it's much nicer being over here because I don't think we've had a single troll. Probably some lurkers, but I don't care. Well, we have no other choice, do we? Really? So if you, if you agree with what I'm saying and whatnot, share this stream or make clips and share and get the word around. Invite people to the live streams. I'm going to be streaming way more often. I feel way more comfortable here than on the other app. For sure. You're good with food ground to plate? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. What? Ground to plate? I got lots of survival prepping animal skills, but not a green thumb. Right on. I'm actually a decent hunter of like deer, but and I can make a fire and stuff like that outside. I don't have the equipment to make one inside though. That costs money. And right now we can't spend money like that. Camping gear can be useful. Just, everyday camping gear. I have friends who are going around to all the thrift stores and just grabbing up like sleeping bags, all the camping stuff they can find. I mod for a few pretty big channels. One has, wow. Right on. If they're cool people and if they're into gardening and stuff, ask them if they would be interested in like, I don't know, coming on here and educating us because, or, if they're like-minded, if they want to collab, that'd be great. It kind of feels weird to me when I'm the only one up here talking. I'm just going to put that out there. I kind of like it when there are other people and it's a conversation. Oh, ground to plate. Right. I was thinking something totally different. My mind is in 20 different directions at the same time. I can grow and process veggies and jams as well as cooking. Damn. I've had a bunch of friends who would make their own like jams, preserves, all of that stuff. And I was always kind of jealous of them because I missed that whole cooking thing. Sean Atwood and the other is The Lifeboat. I've never heard of them. I'll try to look them up though. I mean, I can help a person learn how to secure a perimeter and a bunch of other stuff. So trade and barter and trade. Yeah. So if you have any ideas on future streams that you would like to see, let me know. At this point, it's all up for grabs, man. Because, I mean, I can't advise people on what to do in DV situations or with stalking situations anymore. So And my degree, I can probably throw that in the garbage if things go the way I think they're going to go. If something drastic does not happen and soon, I will have invested 4 years for college. And then it was 2 years that other time for college. And then probably a total of 8 years and a whole bunch of money for nothing. So, right on, right on. I know whatever happens, I'll survive because I can make beer. I'm jealous. I want to learn how to make beer. Beer has been a thing that humans have been making for a long time. I'm talking ancient Sumeria, maybe even prior to that. Beer has been with humans for so long. And liquor. What? Trade and barter, man. Listen, when things go bad, another thing, even if you don't smoke, buy a couple of cartons of cigarettes. Trade and barter. Beer, alcohol, just saying. You'll be sitting on a gold mine. Yep. There was one village where this elderly guy started making home brews of various kinds, and he probably kept a large chunk of his village fed. Because beer doesn't have to be incredibly alcohol content. You know, it can be more like a food, if that makes sense. Like it can be. Yep. That one guy kept a whole bunch of people alive just by brewing like beer. That's it. And trading it and, you know, but he had to be quiet about it. And people protected him because he made the beer and they wanted the beer. So they didn't want him to get, you see what I'm saying? So. Well, we're just going to keep on going and trying and doing the best we can. Never stop. Never give up. Never fucking forget. Well, shit, you want to teach people how to make beer? Let's go. We can do that. Yep, alcohol and tobacco. Because, you know, people will use them for stress relief. That's the only reason I started smoking. Yeah. And now I'm quitting because I'm like, can't anymore, can't afford it. Okay, I know that this stream might have been more on the depressing side. So let's think of happy things before we leave to cleanse our palate. And I do know how to make beer bread though, and that stuff is good. Yes, they do. The Egyptians would take bread and make beer with it. I for some reason, I find that fascinating. Yes, it will be. Yep. Another thing I'd like to learn how to grow. Cake. Oh my God. Cake sounds so good right now. But I has no money for cake. Damn it. I wish I did. I wish I did. I'm gonna go see if we still have some pierogies. Pierogies sound good right now. You make beer from the bread. Yep. I made a cake in high school. I actually took a baking class, and I loved the teacher. She was amazing. I learned how to make cornbread. we made a couple pies. Like we just made all kinds of things. And I don't remember how to make any of that anymore. That was so long ago. I am 50 now. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. But I do know. Leather gates of hell are pretty interesting. Alrighty. So yeah, egg noodles. You can usually get lots of bags of egg noodles really cheap. Highly suggest egg noodles, sauces of a variety. You want variety. If there's one thing I can tell you, when we were out in the field, it was like MREs, things like that, all the time. And one good thing was they had the variety, okay? But they got old after a while. Seasonings. You can take ramen noodles. One day it can be more like Italian, and you just dump a bunch of cans of whatever fruits, or not fruits, but pineapple. Pineapple might be good. Vegetables of a variety of kind. Put one of the sauces in there. You have a completely different meal every day. And that's good for morale. Very good for morale. Right. Yeah. I am not a cook. Maki is the cook. That man, that human can cook, okay? I can mess up a cake really easy. Oh my God. Yeah, I might look at a cake and it will burn. I don't know, man. I missed that, but I can secure a perimeter. I can set a trap. I can do a whole bunch of other things. I can sit up in a tree for long amounts of hours. Quiet, like you don't even know I'm up there. Seriously, I scared that, when I tell you, my former boss, I scared him so bad one time. We had like a employee retreat thing, but we were hunting, and my guys did not know where I was. And I had a pocket full of acorns, and I would just drop one on their head. And then we did paintball one time. I wiped out the whole other team. They didn't even know where I was because I'm tiny, so I can. Someone will run by, I'm like, pew. One more. I don't think I have that trophy anymore. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I had a trophy for that. They were impressed. I had a lot of like date invitations and stuff, and it's like, yeah, no, that's okay. That's fine. I kind of miss having a rifle. Just for hunting. Deer, to be clear. So yeah. All right. Some of the streams I do in the future might be longer. Like especially if we get into talking about gardening and water filtration systems and all of that stuff. Huntress. I mean, it's a Michigan thing, right? It's a Canadian thing too, if I'm not mistaken. Hunting season's a big thing. I kind of miss it. Not the cold. I don't miss the cold. To be clear, I do not miss the cold. But venison is so good. Okay? Listen. It's too yummy. Okay, a nice venison stew, maybe even with some rabbit in there. I know it's going to sound weird and I kind of cringe saying it, but squirrel is really good too. But they're so cute. And agents of chaos at the same time. That's another thing. A friend of mine in Louisiana is basically building a rabbit farm. Like, they're not going to be hurting for meat. And one thing to consider if you're a vegetarian, understand that when democracies fall, you lose access to being able to eat a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet. Just, I believe everyone should have a choice in their own diet. No judgment whatsoever. But just so you know, that is a thing. Cold is awesome. Give people a reason to cuddle and drink hot chocolate after an adventurous day. I mean, that's true. But I would rather not be out in the cold. Like, I did my time in my childhood. I walked on hard snow. I'm fine. I'm fine. Elk sausage, right? Venison stew, right? Yes. Yum. So good. Here, not far away from us, actually, I think we have like bison. There's like a field with a bunch of large, beautiful beasts that I know could run over me like they're a tank. Venison jerky is the bomb, right? Yeah. True. Or in Flint, there was a lady who sold rabbit meat and fur. And a friend of hers would smoke it. I'm not sure how they did it, but it tasted so good. Like, I don't know if they used cedar or whatever, but oh my God. It was ridiculous, okay? I wonder if she's still in Flint. Knowing her, she probably is. Pepperoni sticks. Oh, listen, now I'm starving. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. It might be during the day. I don't know what y'all's time schedules are. But please remember that for me, from my end, all of the interaction really helps me build my channel. So, even if it's a live stream, yeah, that's where I grew up, Flint, Michigan. Yeah. Yay. Yep, I grew up there. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Even if, it's a live stream and you're on the replay crew, you are immensely valuable for watching that stream to me. And commenting and all of that, I will try. It's a little bit hard on here. You don't get notifications the same way as other apps. So I really have to try to keep my eye on individual videos to try to engage with the comments, if that makes sense. But I appreciate every single comment. Go back and leave multiple comments after the show. Yes, please do. I would appreciate it. And share the live stream. You can copy the link and share it, on Facebook and all of that. Because we're going to try to educate people on how to survive in bad times, which actually, considering all of the natural disasters that have been going on, which is another reason it's been hard for me to live stream. I was helping a friend who was starting a disaster relief company, security company working in disaster relief. And I was consulting, and then all hell broke loose. There were so many things that happened. So that could help and benefit people in disaster situations too. So, we can help people on multiple fronts, hopefully. Right on. And I'm probably going to, sprinkle some true crime in there just to give my own brain a little bit of a break, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is way better than the other app. Way better. I can hardly stand to be over on the other app at this point. It's to the point where blocking trolls is like a full-time thing over there. All the fun is gone over there. So yeah. Where is, oh. All right, I have to adjust the outro to the following. For the moment, you have the right to say no. Hey Barbara, how you doing? You made a Hawaiian wedding cake for your birthday, pineapple coconut pudding whipped cream. Oh my God, that sounds so good. That's one of my favorite cakes. That sounds so good. I mean, that is so true. This right here is so true. Yes, that does sound divine. So when are we coming over there to your house, Barbara, for this yummy cake? I'm joking. I'm not. I'm joking. Excuse me. All right. No is a complete sentence. For now, you have the right to say no, and your no should be respected. Your no should always be respected. And if it isn't, if your no is not respected, then take the whole group of people who are toxic and chuck them in a dumpster or the sun. Although it'd be kind of mean to do it to the sun, to be fair. All right. I love y'all. I will see you more than likely tomorrow because I don't think I'm going to be over on the other app very much at all. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, I have an update, by the way, about Scientology. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's some shit. All right. Bye, y'all.